Hello, good evening, one and all, to what is, yet again, another race here at Donington Park. Donington Park last night for AC, now it's ACC at Donington Park, for what is the fourth round of the oNiD Cup Sprint Series here at Donington Park. Lambos and Porsches take it to the track, at this track that's nestled right in the heart of the East Midlands, not too far from a certain city that I like to represent and currently abide and call home. And if you didn't know already, also Marshall there. Just to make sure people know that. Just double checking. Alongside me in the comments booth is the wonderful, the fantastic Ben Myatt himself. Benderama! Good evening.
Good evening. Is it at Donington Park? You hadn't mentioned that you're Marshall there.
God, yeah, I'm Marshall here at Donington Park.
It's never been mentioned.
Never been mentioned. I mentioned that more than the other thing at Donington Park that happened recently, but that's fine.
Yeah, which bit of it did you hit your head on?
Can't remember.
Yeah, that's a downside.
That is a downside, yes. We'll gloss over that. As
right now, it's the roar of Lamborghinis and Porsches round Donington as they go head to head, trying to put the best times down in qualifying.
Indeed, they are. 7 and a bit minutes to go. We're waiting for some lap times to come up onto the board. I believe the first time we'll see is from this chap here, Paul Prescott, in the Lamborghini. Very crazy livery there. White, pink and blue liveried Lambo there. Comes across the final turn there of Goddard's. Goes down the main straight, and it is a... What time is that? 129.1, but 128.8 is immediately pipped there by Ben Holmes as he then goes immediately onto a second lap.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see the balance tonight. See, the Lambos are good at stretching their legs. We've seen that in the last couple of events, and they're quite good at putting the power down. But those two tight hairpins on the end of the GP course are going to, I'd say, probably favour the Porsches. They're a bit more nimble through the turns, and as we found out last night, those hairpins can feel very tight when you're in the car.
Absolutely, and indeed these cars are lacking a little bit of downforce compared to a GT3 car, but nonetheless, they can still put out a good performance when they want to.
Absolutely. Ben Holmes' time still standing out at the top of the field there. Alex Kingston a 10th off. Aidan Carter still a 10th off.
That's interesting. No one really lights up the timing screens as of yet. Everyone, pretty much bar a couple of drivers, is out on track. Something to note though, 30 cars here tonight on what is a fantastic circuit. Always kind of guarantees really good racing.
30 cars on this 25 garage grid is something like that.
I think people will be tripping over each other at some point.
It's good for they don't have to pit.
Exactly. Miles Dixon, though, is on a purple lap and we'll potentially see him into P1. Indeed it does. Only just, though, by 200ths of a second.
I think it's going to be one of those tracks that's a big equaliser for these cars. I mean, I think we've had all Porsche overall pole positions so far.
I would tend to agree, yes.
But on these full qualifying sessions, the grid has still been quite mixed up. So it's two classes of car, but not necessarily one class running away from the other.
That's going to be interesting come the race. It is long here. You've got a good mixture of corners and straights, so but I don't think it's quite enough straights in the Porsche to really gain the performance. It's very short straights and then braking zones and corners in the middle of them, basically. You've got this wonderful longish straight here at Dunlop, the Dunlop straight. But it's not really long enough for the Porsche to stretch the legs completely before it needs to slow on the brakes again.
You'd think the Porsche would almost favour the national circuit more. It's got that that tiny chicane where if you've got a car that's got a lot of natural grip and quite nimble, you can not scrub off too much speed going through it.
Absolutely. We will jump down a bit further down the order. Alex Kingston setting purple sectors again in the Porsche as goes down to the Melbourne hairpin. Hard on the brakes, gets it into a little bit wide. You don't really lose time if you do run a little bit wide. It doesn't penalise you too much. But equally, Ben Holmes, also starting a lap, is also setting quite a fast first sector as well, potentially being able to challenge the Porsches.
Yeah, you know a name who's notably absent in that top part of the top half of the table at the moment is Daniel Hearn, current championship leader for the Porsches by a very small margin.
Well, he is on a lap at the minute, sadly all the way down in 27th as of right now. I know, personally speaking with him, I don't think Donington's one of his favourites.
No.
For whatever reason, I don't think he can quite make laps work around here, but we'll keep an eye on his progress. We'll see what he can do. Ben Holmes, we'll keep an eye on him as well. He is on a lap trying to improve, but sadly is down on his personal best. With the session starting to dwindle a little bit, it might be now or never for these drivers.
I mean, Holmes is putting himself in a good spot for the Super Trofeo pole position. Currently second in the table. But to be honest, both the guys who are second in the table are currently at the top of their respective classes.
Absolutely. Good evening, by the way, to botfly_08. A pleasure to have you as we see Miles Dixon come across the final turn, across the start-finish straight, and doesn't improve.
No, and I tell a lie, Alex Kingston has bumped their way up to the top, so that's the third place car in the Porsche standings.
It is indeed. So
taking a bite at the top honours today.
It is indeed. Just trying to see if Daniel has improved. He hasn't improved, but he is on a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him. Ben Holmes, though, purple sectors in the Lambo.
This is going to be very interesting.
I think if there is a track that equalises these cars, Donington is definitely going to be one of them.
Yeah, it is one of my favourite, probably my favourite track, to be honest. It's just one of those ones that relies so much on driver feel.
Yeah.
And, you can properly feel your way around it and learn where each corner is best set up for yourself.
Well, he's just gone through Fogarty S's, still not lost any time yet. He's about 0.2 of a second up on the best lap set by Kingston. He's going to go up the hill into Goddard's as he hits the brakes and indeed goes into Goddard's. This might be a new fastest lap. If he gets this exit really clean, it will be a new fastest lap by about 0.3 of a second. Comes across the line, 128.3, 128.5.
That's a big lap for the Lamborghini class. Big lap overall.
40 seconds. Who's on a lap? Hearn's got up to 7th.
Yep, Holmes not going for another one.
He might have enough. Well, he's on a lap at the minute. He looks like he is set to improve. Kingston is responding. Has just started the lap. Of course, he's only done the first couple of corners through Redgate and Hollywood. I think he might be now just about making his way down the crane curves. But he's purple. Aidan Carter's on a lap as well, setting purple sectors. They're trading purple sectors as it stands. But Hearn's on purple now. Daniel Hearn's getting involved in this battle for pole position. Checker flag waves.
So this is definitely going to be Hearn's last attempt. See where we can get that car up to.
Oh, it's 5th place, sadly, for Daniel Hearn.
That's competitive. He's close. He's close to Miles. He's close to Kingston. Those are his, and close to Carter. Those are all his immediate competitors.
Absolutely. Kingston is on a lap. Aidan Carter's gone to the pit lane. So that's their qualifying absolutely over. Dixon is on a lap in the 3rd place Porsche car. Dave Wood, the 2nd Lambo, also on a lap. But keep an eye on the tyres. No one else lighting up the timing screen so far.
It's going to be very tight at the top.
Yeah.
I know I should be commentating. I'm just watching these lap times come in.
Kingston comes across the line. Can't improve, sadly. Kingston over. There's the Lambo taking pole for the first time this season.
Fantastic work from Ben Holmes there.
No one else improving to challenge the pole position time. Alessandro Ferrentino. Oh, that came up with a bit of an accent, didn't it? Jesus. Is on a lap. He is gaining time. Oh, maybe not. He's invalidated his time, and that is qualifying over.
Well, I don't think any of us expected that.
No, not the slightest.
The Porsche has had the advantage over the Lambo all season so far. And, well, the Lambo's bit back today.
Has indeed. Jesus Christ.
Could we see, and it's, am I willing to say it's our first overall Lamborghini win?
Who knows? Well, let's do a rundown of the grid as it stands. Ben Holmes in that Lamborghini, pole position, first Lambo on pole this whole season, and that right goes to Ben Holmes himself. Kingston is in second, followed by Aidan Carter in third. Miles Dixon is fourth, Hearn fifth. Dave Wood in sixth place, which is a second place Lambo in sixth, followed by Simon
and current
Harris.
Championship leader for the Lamborghinis.
Yes,
a long way back from his immediate competitor.
That's big. That's very big. Sixth place in the other Lambo in that white, black and purple livery is Simon Harris. Yannick Timotech, Pulse Sim Sport in eighth. Paul Prescott, ninth in the Lamborghini. Behind him, Martin Busek, Squadra Corse team now. I think that's an in-game livery. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. Is in 10th and 11th, Alexander Orteglen. 12th, Chris Ferris, Rayco 13th. Otso Harkonnen 14th. And Corrado Di Candia 15th. Stephen Bain, very Scottish livery there.
Deep fried Porsche.
16th, Dan Stevens 17th. They will deep fry anything, just like the Americans. Sven Vischer 18th, Daniel Thompson 19th, Jacob Grasmeder 20th, Darren Eaton 21st, James Audsley in 22nd, Marek Cheetle 23rd, Matt Smith 24th, Piotr Kudzika, oh wow, that's a name, in 25th. I hope I said that right. Ricardo Montani 26th, Jan Wacker 27th, Alexandro Ferrantino 28th, Matthew Reynolds in 29th, and bringing up the rear in last place, Josh Redhead in 30th. And that is your 30 runners here this evening.
Yep.
As we are about to go straight to the race with the first 20-minute race this evening, 2 20-minute sprint races tonight, as we see the cars go down into the final turn at Goddard's.
Yep.
Very short.
Redhead slightly out of position, was serving a quali ban this evening.
Oh, that is duly noted. So that's why he's down in the order. And what is incredible is we've had British Sam 121 is now following. Thank you very much, good sir. As we're about to go green for round 4 at Donington Park. The oNiD Cup Sprint Series is away. Ben Holmes gets a good start, keeps on the inside line. Kingston's going to go stay around the outside, but can't make anything work really. Oh, yep. He is challenging.
Holmes is not giving up that first position.
They go down through Hollywood, down into the crane of curves, and they've already taken out the bollard. Has Ben Holmes, and it's got itself caught behind his car, and they go into the old hairpin. It's a very slow run out the old hairpin. Is this Porsche of second place going to have a go up the hill to go into thinking McLean's? Porsche tries to get the inside line. It's very slidey.
Difficult overtaking spot. McLean's very, very difficult to get the car slowed down and rotated and lined up for the next turn.
Blind corner at Coppice, blind apex up the hill as they put the power down and try and hope they don't run wide down the Dunlop straight. Everyone's kind of got through that relatively okay.
Yeah, Holmes getting it through the chicane, first chicane nicely.
Hitting the bollard again. That's my Marshall's nightmare. Oh, there's instant in the background. That's a tyre wall going.
Something flying away into the distance.
That was a tyre wall having a bit of a moment. I believe that was Ricardo Montani, who's off track at the minute. It's been a pass though for third and fourth place. Hearns and fifth place as well. Hearns making his way up. He's got past Dixon. Or he's challenging Dixon, should I say, out of the final turn.
Going to have the inside line into Redgate. Much tighter line. Double apex right hand. Gets ahead.
We'll jump on board with Hearn. I love this camera. It's brilliant.
Yeah, these guys are right. Oh, Miles backed out a long way there.
He did indeed. Through the old hairpin.
Hearn was a lot more confident carrying the speed through there.
Indeed they are, through the old hairpin. It's a train of cars. There's not much in between these guys, and they're still very much in formation after the first lap, which is always nice to see. Hopefully it will stay like that. And we won't get any too big of a gap. So in a 20-minute race, we should see these guys still keep pretty much bunched up and challenging with each other.
Yep, Hearn pulling a few car lengths on Dixon there.
Yeah.
Getting himself lined up nice and early for that swing through the chicane. All of them
That's a massive moment. And Daniel's off his made contact with the Pole Sim Sport driver. And that Lambo's come across. That's Ben Holmes.
Wood.
That's Woods. Dave Wood,
Ben
should I
Holmes
say.
is still out in front. Dave Wood in the Friendship Express there, getting out into the lead.
Ben Holmes is challenging Aidan Carter. Oh, hold on a minute. No, Ben Holmes has dropped. Ben Holmes has dropped from first.
And when did that? I wonder if that was off that last hairpin.
I do wonder. Just missed that, sadly. We were caught up in the battle further down.
I mean, Holmes has the pace. There's every possibility he will come back, and I think he is smelling the prospect of a overall Lamborghini win.
Indeed.
Carries a lot of speed into the old hairpin there.
Gets a good run.
Little puff of dirt as he runs slightly wide. Put a little bit of muck on those left-hand side tyres.
Aidan goes very wide into McLean's, gives the inside line up into Coppice, and that's moved done for Ben. Can he hold the position? Aidan tries to go for the cutback out of the exit of Coppice and go down a Dunlop straight. And
use that slightly wider line out of Coppice, lets you get the power on that bit more heavily, carry a lot more speed out of it.
He holds position for now. I wonder if he is losing out of this hairpin. He does go slightly defensive in the background. Daniel Hahn kind of having a half defensive move against the Sim Sport driver of Miles Dixon. We've got cars dropping down his yellow flags, lighting up my timing screen. Who's that? That's Simon Harris having an issue, and there's multiple cars off the hairpin.
That's a few cars off there. I imagine you've got a conveniently timed replay for us of what's just happened.
We will indeed. Let's try and figure out what in the hell happened there.
There's
more contact. Oh dear.
That's Harris turned around over the final hairpin there.
It's car number 1. Let's see what happened. We just missed.
We're just getting the tail end of it. But that looks like several cars into one didn't go.
We'll try and get another replay. There's another one on here. Here we go. This might be a better replay for you guys. Into the Fogger TS as they go.
Yeah, this is going to be 3 into 1. Doesn't go, isn't it?
There's a car behind 777 caused it.
4 into 1 doesn't go. 4 into 1 catches a few guys behind as well.
Indeed it does. Car 9 though, Josh Redhead, also now falling down the order. It's been noted that there's also been an incident for car 667, which was Jan Wacker, and that's caused him to also drop down the order. Get a quick replay of that. Here's Jan as we follow him into Redgate. Now what's happened here? Cars stay up ahead of him. Is there an incident replay? Are you going to tell us if something's happened? That's what happened.
Got into the rear of someone, unsettled the car, and it just went out wrong.
Gee whiz, that's a shame for him, and he will continue, no doubt. We're checking with the leaders though. Alex Hingston is now leading away. Ben Holmes is holding second from Aidan Carter, with Dave Wood very much in the background in that second place Lamborghini, as we see them go up into McLean's. Fifth is Dixon, and Hearn also following closely behind. There's about a 5-second gap then down to Timotech in 7th, also Harkin 8th. Ferris and Autoglow make up your top 10 for this first 20-minute race.
Wood looks to be closing down on the 2 guys in front.
Yeah, he's trying to.
You know, when you hear about a unicorn car, that isn't usually what they mean.
Yes.
Still an amazing livery. He is closing right up, but this Lambo seems to really be struggling out of that hairpin.
Here's I wonder where. I wonder if that's where the Dave Wood lost. Sorry, Ben Holmes? No, Ben Holmes, should I say? Lost believe.
Yeah, that would be my suspicion. I think that the Lambo's traction control is bogging down slightly out of it.
Yeah, quite potentially. These cars,
The-
World Cup cars do have some characteristic differences between the two. The Lambo, very much modelled on the GT3 car, traction control, ABS, and has also got the braking controls of the GT3 car, just a bit less aero. But the Porsche Cup car, no traction control, but does have a lot of power, and a bit more power than Lambos do.
I think it has ABS, doesn't it, the Porsche?
It does, yes. But to counteract the power, boosting power, it has no traction control whatsoever.
Yeah. So I think it's able to use that power to just turn a bit more effectively through that hairpin, whereas the Lamborghini's traction control takes a second to catch up.
It does indeed, sadly.
Yeah, Holmes having to defend very hard now and losing time to Kingston in front as a result.
No, he is absolutely. It's been noted at car 666. Paul Prescott's got yellow flag again. And it's down up into McLean's. That's happened there. What's happened to Paul?
Couple of cars off in the kitty litter there.
A couple of cars off there.
Car number 3 as well.
1 and 3. Let's see
Matt Smith.
if we can get a well-timed replay. We can indeed. Here's car 1.
Yeah.
Oh, later on the brakes, and that's a collateral damage situation.
Difference in braking, different levels of confidence, and sometimes it just catches you off guard.
Sadly so, you will continue, and I'm sure some after race reports will be submitted in regards to that. And he's gone off again, sadly. He's made a mistake because we jumped to his live pictures.
Possible damage on the front end there, I'd suspect.
I would imagine so. He looks like he's struggling big time.
If he's dinged a suspension arm or hurt the brakes a bit, that's going to be costing him every time he tries to slow the car.
Indeed. Dave Wood's gone off track because he goes to the old hairpin, but look up ahead. That's not the old hairpin, that was going up into Coppice, should I say.
Yeah, Holmes defending deep from Carter there.
He is indeed, and what this calls for. Not going to go to rear ring because he's alongside. And the move has been made. No, I was on board the wrong car. That would help, guys, wouldn't it? We are now on the rear wing. He goes very deep, and the Porsche's not looking inside.
Yeah, you can just see that little mode of hesitation on the way the car moves, as the traction control tries to get the grip in.
It's a good drive. You see the Porsche on screen now, the rear just twitching out on acceleration, and that's lost him about a few tenths there, and put him into the grips of Dave Wood a little bit there. Oh no, David's gone wide, and now that's going to give Dixon a reason to try and go around the inside of Hollywood and down through the crane of curves. And now Hearn's going to have a look in the old hairpin. No, he's not. He stays put.
It is such a balancing act in those Porsches. A little too heavy on the right foot, and the car will just over-rotate.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're snatching to get it back on track.
Absolutely. You see, the Lambo is confident in the corners.
Yeah.
And going through high-speed corners, it's just there. Yeah, it's right on point. As soon as you give it a reason to need for traction and power, it just bogs.
It scrabbles for a second and then gets its foot down.
Yeah. Everyone very much equalised here though with the nature of the circuit. There is straightaways, but not long enough for the Porsche to capitalise. But then there's enough traction zones for this Lambo to struggle for the Porsche to make up.
Hearn snapping at Wood's heels there. He's
absolutely
making his presence known.
He is indeed, and Lambo goes deep into the final turn at Goddard's, and that gives Dan the position.
Yeah. So I was about to say Wood can't really afford to let him go. He needs to try and get up on the...
That's indeed. Sorry to interrupt. Yellow flag for Daniel Tomlinson. That's going down up the Fogarty S's and down to the old hairpin. Car 77. Let's see what happened with him. I have a feeling he might have done it on his own. Yes, he did.
Oh, that curb looks familiar, doesn't it?
does.
It doesn't look as high as it puts you when you run over it, but you know you've made a mistake because the car just suddenly goes, no, the wheels on one side of this car are no longer in contact with the road, and you're trying to turn. It's not going to work.
Yeah, so stop making me do things, god damn it, driver. Right, let's check in with a midfield battle here. The leaders are pretty much spread out at the minute. We're going to jump in with Martin Busek, who chases down Chris Ferris. This is for P6 in the Lambo class, but 11th and 12th overall. Oh, yellow flag for Miles Dixon! What's happened to Miles? He's lost a couple of places to Daniel Hearn and Dave Wood, shall I say.
What's happened there? Looking at where they are, I wonder if he's come afoul of the chicane as well.
Let's have a look.
And
yeah.
Called it.
Yeah, absolutely. Too much
I get to feel a bit smug about myself, about my predictive powers now.
Very good indeed. And Dixon gets away with that, keeps it pointing in the right direction. You can see the car struggling with the suspension. You can see the wheels really reacting to or overreacting to the curbs.
Couple of cars in the pits there. One Lamborghini coming back out, and Porsche. Oh dear, that's not the way you want to be facing.
No guesses,
especially with cars coming.
No guesses as to where that might be for Daniel Tomlinson.
Yeah,
might have been a copy of what happened.
Everyone's pushing a bit hard on that curb, aren't they?
Oh, that was
Matt
Reynolds facing the wrong way at the pit entry.
That's not a good place to park it, Matt. You can't park there, mate.
Possibly a spin of his own accord. Let's have a look. Power down. Yep, around she goes. Yeah,
it's like you up on the gantry there with the flag.
Yeah. Oh, look at me! Yay! So right, yeah. Yellow flag for Ray Cove, sadly, as he is also off in the grass at the exit of Coppice.
It is tight confines. Like I'm sort of going, oh, that looks like a risky rejoin. They all look risky around here because the track isn't as wide as you think it is. It's not Grand Prix width track. It's not 2 lanes of a motorway.
Oh, that's Stevie Bainoff as well. On the outside, inside? Yeah, inside of the Focus Fiestas, just rejoining in that Porsche.
That's his first of the day.
I'm sure he'll make that his last, or try to at least.
Are you though?
Oh, Ray's gone wide.
Yeah, outbrakes himself. Very easily done. Especially that is a very blind apex down into the left there. You go looking for it, and if you miss it by a couple of inches, suddenly you're off on the grass on that side of the corner.
Well, Ray again goes wide, fighting with Alexandro Ferrantino in that black Porsche, very damaged black Porsche, and a damaged car as well for what looks like to be Stevie Bain. Car going slow. Sven Fischer, I think he might have had a bit of an incident on his own accord there, but keeps it going. He's alright, but I can tell you what has happened up at top. Look at this, Aidan Carter, P3 and P2, going at it.
Battling, Aidan turns it more tightly through, but he's going to be on the outside for the last hairpin. Oh, and shots across him there. He's not letting him have that spot back.
Indeed, goes wide though because of it. Yeah. Keeps it pointing and ahead.
Stability helping him there. Bogs him down slightly, but he's able to get the power down.
Absolutely.
Once the torque kicks in, the Lambo's fine and can actually outmuscle the Porsche. But it's getting that initial burst of power down.
Yeah, absolutely. Aidan still keeping them honest though, and fantastic and impressive showing from Lambos, but we do have a fair amount of Lambos in the top 10, which is quite unusual for a Sprint Cup race.
Yeah, the Lambo's fighting hard tonight. I think they're smelling the blood in the water, aren't they? They're seeing that the Porsches aren't quite as quick as them around here. And there's places where they've got advantage, and they're going to push to try and get there.
So Donington going very slowly there on the inside. I think it's just blue flags just trying to stay out of the way.
Letting off a long way. He didn't want to be followed into the chicane.
No, he did.
Or try and go through the chicane with them.
Now Aidan Carter now on the outside of the hairpin. Squeezes Ben Holmes onto the apex. I think Ben's got a very poor exit through the Fogarty S's.
Yeah.
And he's going to be squeezed to the outside.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander there, and Aidan's not. If Ben Holmes is willing to be uncompromising in his lines there, I think Aidan's quite happy to give some back.
I would think so as well. Jacob Glassner doing the pit sadly, so he's had to go to the pits and potentially repair some damage. So he'll take a pit stop with about 1 minute 40 to 1 minute 40 to go. That's gone quick. Jesus.
Yeah.
Right, no other battles happening up and down the fields instead. Everyone's now. It's kind of like when you're doing a 30-minute race, it's the lull. Or an hour race even, it's a lull of, okay, we've had all the manic time and now everything calms down a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's settled into their positions. We have got Simon Harris on Chris Ferris down in 12th and 11th, but this is still the closest one on track.
It is. Ooh, that's a massive moment for the car behind though.
That wasn't Vischer, that must have been a blue flagged car.
Who in the world was it? That was Dan Stevens.
He's recovered, he's got back on track, and I think he's going to be able to finish out the race at least.
Absolutely, I think he just got a little bit wide on the apex, or the exit of the old hairpin, and of course, have to oblige with a replay. Oh, it already shows him off there. Oh, that's a big clout.
Yeah, big thump.
Very, very.
That probably won't have done his front end any favours.
Not in the slightest.
We've got the leader on final lap notification coming up.
Dan Stevens off again.
Yeah, looking at the front of that car, I'm not surprised. I think it's probably not performing very well.
No.
Suffering from a little bit of performance anxiety.
I don't know what you mean by that. Ben Holmes, the leader is on the last lap, but the battle for P2 and P3 is definitely not over. Ben Holmes on the tail of Aidan Carter, and it's giving him a run for his money.
Yep, he might not be able to get the overall win, but he wants that second place back.
Into Coppice, they go blind at apex uphill. You have to really get that right and guess it right to not go completely wide.
Ben on settling the car slightly over the inside curb there. I think that might have cost him. He needs to get a very good run down into the Melbourne hairpin. And I don't think he's going to be close enough to do it.
I don't think so, sadly.
He's settled. It's a class win.
It is a class win for him, very much so. I think that's nothing to be ashamed of. As we will follow Kingston through the final turn at Goddard's. And down the main straight, and we'll say congratulations to Kingston, King of Race 1. Gets the P1 finish overall, and it's going to be to the line. Who's going to get it?
It's going to be not quite enough for Holmes to the line there. Very close. It's that 2 tenths between them at the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Hearn third, Dave Wood. Hearn fourth, should I say? Dave Wood in fifth. What other battles do we see up and down the field? There's a yellow flag being waved for Stephen Bain, potentially. No, Ferrantino, should I say. As Hyman Harris comes across the line. What's happening back here? There's battles happening back here. That's what's happening. That's why it's picking up as a yellow flag.
Last minute battles.
Peter Kazuja. Oh, God, I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, what you said. Has made a move on Ferrantino, Montani and Smith.
I think he's left a hint for you in his...
that's a massive off right at the final turn.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Who was that? Dan Stevens is a back marker.
Oof.
Has seen the checkered flag, has technically crossed the line.
Yeah, that's one way of crossing the line. I don't think his engine's in a particularly healthy state at this point.
No, sadly not.
You say that, the car's rear-engined, it shouldn't have done any damage there, but it's probably his front suspension isn't very healthy.
No, exactly. Well, that is that, folks. We just await everyone to come back into the pits and finish their laps, and we'll then proceed to what will be the second qualifying session of the evening for race 2.
Absolutely. End-to-end cars in the pit lane there.
It's just, I have space.
Absolutely squashed into each other.
They are actually completely squashed. It's insane.
Either the computers put them there, or that's been a hell of a parallel parking job.
Yeah, very much so. And we are just waiting for the session to tick over. We technically do have a car that's remained in the pit lane for all the race, sadly, Corrado di Candia, who hasn't technically crossed the finish line. So we might be waiting a few minutes for the session just to tick over, and we'll be back with live photos, live pictures. Wow. Wow,
we knew what you meant, it's fine.
Someone did. As we will wait. We'll just give you a quick review of the standings. Kingston first, Aidan Carter second, Holmes winning the Lambo battle, Hearn fourth, and Wood second in the Lambo and in the Lambo class, but fifth overall. Dixon sixth, Timitech seventh, Harkonnen taking that third place for the Lamborghini class in 8th, 9th Alexander Autoklein, 10th Martin Busek.
Now, I'm not sure.
You just wait for that session to tick over.
Championship standings there. It is very tight in the Porsche class.
Yes.
Ooh,
do
still going. Yeah. Very tight in the Porsche class. I'm not sure. Obviously, I can't see the changes yet because it's not like AC. We don't have a second server, so it won't have done the results yet. Kingston was about 25 points off Hearn in the top spot.
Oh, Kingston first.
So
Hearn
that
fourth.
So it would have brought him closer. It won't have changed the top order. Was Hearn ahead of Miles? I think he was, wasn't he?
Hearn was indeed ahead of Miles by 2 places. 4th for Hearn, 6th for Dixon. People in chat commented that was fun. It was very much fun. Oh, Drills D, brake pedal spring snapped. Even more in race. Who is that? Drills D. Please.
Someone was mentioning
Miles Dixon.
Yeah, I knew it was. Yes, someone was mentioning that their brake pedal was giving out on them. That's not what you want, Miles.
Gee whiz.
I mean, that's a blindingly obvious thing of me to say. I do apologise.
Yeah. Oh my god, you don't want that to happen? No, not at all.
Yeah.
You can't stop the car then. What are you talking about?
Oh dear.
Gee whiz, guys. Well, as I said, we are waiting for that second qualifying session to kick in. And then we will get going again for what is just another 10 minutes of qualifying and then another 20-minute race.
Split qualifying for the next one, though. It will be the Lamborghinis out first and the Porsches out second, I believe.
Indeed. Snap been broken for 2 months. It snapped more on Sunday, and then just now, oh dear.
Yeah, I think there comes a point, mate, where it's gonna order the new one.
Yeah, I think so, my friend.
Hope it gets to you before the next time you need it to get in the rig.
Oh dear, that no good.
Oh dear me. But yeah, great racing up and down the field there. Yeah, I think Hearn has pulled a few more points on Miles there. Going into the race, Dan was on 161 points with Miles on 158. So it's very, very close at the top there.
And you know what? Speaking of Daniel Hahn himself comes into that just to flirt with us.
As he does.
We
know he loves it.
We know. As we do get the qualifying session now underway for the second race here this evening. We'll go back to live pictures of the track. I will say that right. Pictures, not photos.
It's a very, very good point. Miles was saying he can't trail brake anymore. That's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage in the Porsches.
Indeed,
they're
yeah. That's going to
They're
be
twitchy
interesting.
cars at the best of times.
Yeah, absolutely. Evening, Mr. Ben22 Racing. Thank you for joining us. Pleasure as always. Qualifying 2 is underway, and indeed it's a one-shot qualifying pretty much for each class. 10 minutes, 5 minutes for the Lambos first of all, and then at 5 minutes the Porsches will be released.
Well, it's such a quick lap round here that those times are going to come in quite quickly. Just like they're going to get a good couple of laps to actually get times in. So what? Minute and a half, maybe, just over for an out lap.
Yeah.
Then, what, minute and a half? I'd say probably 2 laps they'll get in. Maybe 3 for the Lambos at a pinch.
Yeah, I reckon. Well, first car to settle up will be the car of Ben Holmes, the pole sitter for the last race, and I can't believe we're saying that for a Lamborghini.
Absolutely. Very different situation to try and get out. He's not got anyone else to gauge against. He's just got to go out there and try and put down the fastest possible lap he can. But he's done the right thing getting out first on track there.
Has indeed, and he will go into Redgate for the first time. Looks all neat and tidy, takes a perfect amount of curb. Bit of dust there, but suitably enough to not cause any invalidation of his lap time.
It's weird with Donington how much wider it looks on the that might have pinged him, how much wider it looks on the TV cameras than it does when you're sat in the car.
Yeah,
when you're in it, it's like this thin ribbon of tarmac out in front of you.
No, absolutely. It is still a valid lap despite running wide at the old hairpin for Ben Holmes. It will be the first time we'll see on the benchmark for everyone else to go for in Lamborghini class for his first 5 minutes.
It does look like he's still pulled away from Dave Wood.
Yeah, big time.
So I don't know whether Dave's backing off to give himself a bit of space for his second lap, or whether this is just pure pace from Holmes there.
We'll keep an eye on the lap. We'll definitely wait and see what you can do. Kingston left us all in the dust. And nicely done by Kingston. Yes, very much so. Very good performance. They were fighting with the Lambos for quite some time though. Daniel, you'll have to watch it back because this man here, Ben Holmes, did put it on pole and kept him honest for about half or 3/4 of that first race. 129.1.
That's a big, and immediately pipped by
Wood and Prescott.
Wood and Prescott. I think that little run wide off the old hairpin might have cost Ben Holmes there.
Quite potentially. We'll keep an eye on Ben. He has gone off for another lap straight away. All the Lambos, bar a couple, have been able to set valid laps. Busek has... Oh, that's invalidated that for Prescott.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to call that quits and go back to the pits. Yeah. Indeed, he does.
I think the first few of these Lambos might be able to get themselves into a third lap as well.
Chris Ferris has gone wide.
Very tight, Mike.
It is extremely tight. It's between the top 2, 0.2 of a second. There's a big gap to fourth, top 3, should I say, 0.3 of a second. Big gap to P4. We'll keep an eye on the lap time. So gonna go. Oh, that's Chris Ferris's lap ruined. That's invalidated. He's been pinged for that. I can tell you for sure.
So that little bit runs that little bit wide, trying to carry the speed through Coppice there, and it's cost him big time.
Yeah, Josh Redhead's in the pits. There's Otto Harkonnen. Holmes Woods is going purple right at the closing minutes of his lap. He goes through down into the end of the lap, and that's pole for the Lambos.
It's a 128.7. It's not by much.
It's not.
But he's going to get a third lap in, and so I think so is Holmes. It looks like they're going for it.
Chris Ferris will just get a lap in, and so will cars behind him. A car behind him backs off immediately. Chris Ferris, I'm not sure if he's going to push again.
Some Porsches definitely making their way out into the pit lane to get themselves on their out laps, maximise their time on track.
So Wood is on a lap. So is Holmes and Ferris. Ferris has just been pipped to it by Matt Smith at 8th and then bumped down to 9th. Ferris needs to have a bit more of a gain. He's 0.8 up on his best time, so we'll put him around 4th or 5th place. Holmes has yellow flagged his qualifying. He's off the track and he pulls off and goes back to the pit lane. This will be a final lap shootout for Wood and Ferris. Wood will come across the line first, is setting a purple lap time marginally. Through the final turn, he goes to the line and it's not an improvement, but a very close lap time to what he's already set. Ferris,
a very, very good class pole, it looks like, unless Ferris can pull something out of the bag in a big way here.
He goes down through the final turn and it will be an improvement, and as I said, up to 5th, as I very much predicted.
Ben Holmes, race 1 pole setter, nearly 4/10 off in this session.
Very much so. That is interesting. Right.
All the Lambos now back in the pits, and the Porsches are coming on to start their flyers now.
Indeed, first person to set a lap in the Porsches as they go to their fast laps. Merrick Cheetle, first car to cross the line to start a lap. No, yes, it is. I do stand corrected. I was about to correct myself, saying Tomlinson was first. No, it's Cheetle, 5:25, currently starting his lap. At the minute, compared to the Lambos, only one person is setting purple lap times that can potentially match Chris Ferris's, but no doubt Lambos will be bumped down the order eventually. It's dependent on if someone's able to take the Dave Wood time off pole position.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a big intermix of the Lambos and Porsches on here. I don't think it's going to be an outright pace difference. I think it's going to be maybe a 10th or so here or there.
I absolutely agree. Riccardo Montani's got a yellow flag, so he's gone off track. Jacob Grassmeader is on a lap a bit further down from Merrick Cheetle, maybe 1 or 2 cars. Was purple, is still purple. As Cheetle comes across the line, goes 13th. Grassmeader's lost a lot of time though. He's not going to be able to challenge for the top position as of yet. Goes down into the finish.
I haven't seen any times from the big name. Oh, well, I'd say that Kingston goes up into 7th. Carter up into 3rd.
Carter 3rd. Just waiting for people to really start lighting up the timing space. Haven't seen anything yet. Lambo 1-2 so far.
Hearn down in 6th, is that?
Yeah.
6th for Hearn. I haven't seen a time from Dixon yet. Is Dixon out in the... Is Dixon still taking part, or has he had to...
Dixon has not set a valid lap time yet.
Gonna be suffering with that break in his pedal spring.
I think so.
He's got to try and make as much as he can, really.
He will have to. Autoglen is, I believe, setting purple sectors. So he's 0.5 a second up on his time. I don't quite see how it's a purple sector, but it is actually compared to the lap, isn't it? I do stand corrected. So yeah, 0.5 a second quicker than P1 as it stands. He's lost time sadly, so I'm not going to say anything wrong in case I jinx him again. This could be a decent lap from Dixon though.
Comes around the last corner.
It's pole position.
Broken brake pedal and all, and he still puts it on pole.
99 problems, but obviously the brake pedal isn't one. As Dixon puts it on pole, fantastic lap time. He will get another lap.
It's clear what this is. Pure racing driver excuses. We're on to you, Miles. We're on to you.
We know what you're playing at. We know your game. I'm so slow, pole.
Yeah, if we're now never going to believe anything you say ever again.
Yes, right, where is everyone else? Carter's bumped down to 4th. Right, what's happening with everyone else in the top runners? I'm looking for Hearn. Oh, Miles Dixon pulls off, says, no, I've had enough, I can't do any more.
Yeah.
Carter is on a
Fails.
lap. Hearn's gone back to the pits. He will start 8th.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone behind. Oh, well, Kingston might still put something in behind him.
He might
Not
do.
yet back in the pits. See what Aidan Carter can do first. He's been looking very racy.
Aidan Carter has invalidated. He will not improve.
Yeah. So he will start 4th. It's Alex Kingston or no one here to pit Miles Dixon.
Massive
Oh,
slide.
big slide. That will not have done his time any favours.
Nice place for Kingston.
Yeah.
Oof. And indeed in chat, Daniel Hearn says, effed it. Typical Daniel Hearn.
Yeah. It's the summation, isn't it? Well, just what's it?
Just effed it. Effed it, mate. Right, let's go back to your roundup of the grid. Dixon, Pole Sim Sport. It seems a bit better to have him in pole, doesn't it? Seems a bit more normal. Dave Wood, second place. Lead Lambo with Paul Prescott in third, and second Lambo in class Carter. Fourth place, Martin Busek in fifth. Holmes sixth. He'll be wanting to try and get back up the order. Autogren seventh, Hearn eighth, Kingston ninth, Chris Ferris 10th, Otto Harkonnen 11th, Ray Cove in 12th, 13th is Stephen Bain, 14th is Sven Fischer, 15th Yannick Timotech, Redhead 16th, Matt Smith 17th, 18th is Simon Harris, 19th. Oh, I love saying it with an Italian accent. Alessandro Ferrantino.
Good grief.
I know, I'm sorry. Cheeto, moving on swiftly, is 20th. Peter Gorzica. Oh, God. 21st. I'm butchering these names, I'm so sorry. Daniel Tomlinson, 22nd. Corrado Di Candia, 23rd. Jacob Grassmeader, 24th. Riccardo Montani, 25th. Last 5 cars, Dan Stevens, 26th. James Audley, 27th. Matthew Reynolds, 28th. Darren Eaton, 29th. And bringing up the rear is Jan Waka in 30th.
Yeah, I was saying, I think Peter Kazej left us a slight hint in his team name, which is just call me Peter.
Hold on. I've got to see this now. What place is in? I can't remember. We'll check later on, I'm
23rd.
sure. 23rd.
First.
21st? Just call me Peter. I will. Peter! Thank you, Peter. Dear God. As we will start this second race, another short formation lap. We will await these guys to go through the final turn. And they get through Goddard's. They'll go down the main
Someone's
straight.
running very wide there.
It was
One of
indeed.
the Lambos are running a bit wide. Gets back into place for the start.
Indeed, we're about to go green. Indeed,
Or are we?
We are indeed. Second race
It was
tonight.
a long hold there.
It was Miles Dixon on the inside, a Lambo of David on the outside, and there's possible calamity of Aidan Carter. No, they avoid contact and they get through Redgate safely, go through Hollywood down to the Craner curves. Everyone looks to be getting through okay. Might have been a couple of cars running wide in the background, but no. Yellow flags being waved so far, maybe a bit of rumpy bumpy, but apart from that we're all alright.
If Miles is struggling with his braking, it could be to Wood's benefit if he can keep on the back of that Porsche. Especially in these fast corners where Miles will be relying on the trail braking to help him get the car slowed and turned.
Absolutely. We will that's a very wide run from Paul Prescott, and Aidan Carter slips up into third going out of the exit of Coppice. There's a nice move there in the background. You may have just caught a glimpse of it down the bottom of your screens.
And there goes the bollard.
There goes the bloody bollard. It's
It's
a
Porsche Lambo. It's very much looking like a Lamborghini strong race, isn't it?
Oh, there's a massive crash at the Melbourne hairpin.
Oh God, and that's just getting worse. Hold your brakes, people. I've had this rant last week.
I did indeed. 0-0 dear. We'll catch up with what happened there in a little while. The leaders do go through Redgate for a second time, as Miles Dixon still leads the way. Wood, Carter, Prescott, Busak, Holmes, Kingston, Hearn, Bay and Ferris.
Dixon's starting to try and pull a bit of a gap, but Wood's very much keeping him honest in the Lamborghini.
Lambo does seem quite strong around here.
It likes those fast corners. It's able to, with the traction control, it's able to keep its wheels planted in a way that the Porsche can't quite do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's struggling so much when it comes to the hairpins.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so vulnerable. That's where the overtaking happens. You can.
And I think Carter's going to be thinking about that on Wood into the into the Melbourne hairpin this time round.
No, absolutely. Another yellow flag. Dan Stevens found his way off at that is exit of Coppice.
Yeah, long way off, but able to recover safely. It's wonk. That Porsche behind him probably won't be overly happy with him, but he had to come back on the track somehow.
Indeed, and he does keep on going. Ben Holmes chopping positions here. Busak, a Lambo class fight here, and Ben Holmes loses out.
Does indeed, and Kingston was hoping to follow through there, but not able to get the legs on the Lambo out of the last corner.
Shall we see what happened at the Melbourne hairpin on lap 1?
Ooh, let's.
Oh, okay, we didn't quite catch what happened there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite see who was potentially involved.
Came in at the tail end, but there was a big cluster of cars when we came back to it.
Well, there was a further contact as well at the final turn. Gee whiz!
Oh, that's going to make someone unpopular.
It is indeed. Let's see. Trying to see what car potentially would have been involved with that final hairpin. Oh, I think they were all spinning by the time they got there, and there was who was that? 109. 109. Oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry you can't bring you up full accent, but obviously something did happen. And yeah.
At least one Lambo just driving against the flow of traffic there to try and get themselves turned round.
Indeed. And now we rejoin live photos of these guys battling away.
Holmes moves into the old hairpin.
Holmes,
Porsche's getting very squirrely out of it there.
Holmes, Kingston, Hearn makes that move up the inside of his fellow Porsche driver and gets that move done into Goddard's.
Kingston chopping across the nose of Holmes there to
so Daniel.
There's some liberal use of the pit exit going on there, isn't there?
There is. Drivers do it in real life though, I must admit.
Yeah, it is the racing line for the first corner.
Not supposed to, but...
No.
Indeed.
And yet.
They do. Naughty peoples. Wood still in second though. Just want to bring a bit of attention to the fact that Carter's still on the tail of Wood. Wood's been able to hold him off for the past few laps.
Absolutely. Miles breaking away a bit there, just under a second ahead at the moment.
Oh, there's a change of position. Sorry to interrupt you, going through the exit of Coppice, and Carter
swings it up the inside.
He did, and that replay doesn't stretch back far enough to show you what happened, sadly, and I believe Wood might have just gone a little bit too wide.
Yep. It's very easy to do at Coppice. A lot of the time that wider line can be a faster line for you, depending on how you're putting the power down. But if someone's already right at the inside of you, they're going to be able to out-drag you because they can just turn through the corner quicker, shorten the distance.
And Ross Reader showing as the yellow flag, sadly. He's been involved in an incident going up into Coppice. Let's see what's happened to him. I have a feeling it might be on his own accord. Yeah, curb, bouncy, bouncy, bounce.
Yeah.
Also, Jan Wacker, I think, at the Fogarty S's.
I think he's unsettled himself on that curb. I do apologise, that's my phone telling me BBC News has a notification. God knows what it is.
What's the breaking news story, Ben?
Hopefully nothing else has exploded.
The breaking news is that Dave Woods is still on the tail of Aidan Carter and not giving up the battle for P2.
He's managed to break a little bit away from Prescott behind there, but he's not looking as confident through that corner at Coppice as the other cars are.
No,
I think he's just not got his line quite right through there.
No apologies. We're going to jump a bit further back down the order. Just behind them is Daniel Hearn and Martin Busek side by side through the Fogarty S's. And Busek loses out there, sadly, and now Hearn's going to have to defend hard from Kingston because he also capitalised on that issue, and the line goes very deep into the Melbourne hairpin.
I think he just had enough braking to keep himself out of the back of Hearn there, and he's done the right thing. He's backed off enough, taken a breather, and gone, right, okay, calm down.
Ben Holmes on the inside.
It did give Holmes a chance to run up the inside, and Stevie Bain's looking racy behind him now as well.
The deep-fried Porsche is making its way through the field, sliding up the order, as of course how greasy it is. That's quite a
deep fried Porsche chips.
Indeed, and Holmes now lost out to Busek because he ran wide out of turn 1, fighting with a car ahead of him. He gets very twitchy through the S's on the Craner curve, should I say.
Stevie Bain running wide as well.
Everyone's right. So it's Ben Holmes who goes very wide.
Again, yeah.
As the rejoin.
They got their lines wrong coming through the old hairpin, and then it got them wrong for that kink up the hill as well.
That was heart enough moment for a minute.
Is that Ferris who's got in between them there?
Potentially, yeah. Absolutely.
It looks like it. That looks like a 777 on the side. It's either Ferris or Harris, one of the two.
It is a 777. It is Chris Ferris.
Defending hard from Stevie Bain into the Fogarty S's there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Porsche Stevie Bain gets a bad run through the Fogarty S's, and that Lambo's going to have a look around the outside. It's way too deep.
Yeah, that's Ben Holmes round.
Holmes is round.
Careful, Ben.
Yes.
He did that well. Waited for gaps to get himself recovered there.
Oh dear. What happened to Ben? Let's have a look.
I wonder if it was a tap in the rear going into...
Okay, that's him running wide earlier on.
That's a long way back.
That is too far back. You will get the right one. I believe it's this one. Indeed it was. It potentially a tap, and it was 777.
Yeah, it's a little tap on the right rear quarter. Sends the car around.
Eek.
Problem with any GT car, it doesn't matter how much traction control you have, they're so light and they've so much power that if someone taps the rear in just the right place, they will just go spinning.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's how the car wants to move. Basically, the drivers are constantly fighting against that natural motion.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt, sadly. So it's been reported that car 224 has been in an incident as well. Accident potentially racing with that's Mark Cheetle as they go up into the final turn into Goddard's and go. Is there contact?
Tries to hang it around the other.
There's a little bump there.
Yeah, a little bit side to side. That's just a racing. That one for me. That was a little. I do a lot of touring car racing. That was just a normal pass.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's how they get past each other. Slow each other down before they can actually pass them still with merit. I'm so sorry. That came out of nowhere. Oh no. I'm going to trigger everyone that's listening now. I'm so sorry. Hearn has made a move in Kingston though for 5th place. So that's him reclaiming positions.
So this is the man who's commentating on a touring car series on Monday nights.
Hush you.
Like you're putting your life in your hands with that lot.
Yeah, but that's good touring cars. They're mostly rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. It's fine. Not all this silly front-wheel drive malarkey. Right,
Just because you can't do it. So.
Do it. Yeah. Right, so we go back to the real race cars on track here tonight. We'll see that Timotech, the other Pulsing Sport driver, 11th place, has dropped from his starting position of 8th, I do believe it was, and is struggling. Looks of it. Got 2 Lambos ahead of him.
I think we did see him run wide a bit earlier, didn't we?
We did indeed. As yeah, he's obviously trying. He's not happy potentially with it. Oh, that's a very twitchy moment.
I don't think Timosh is overly fond of this car, to be honest. He's not looked entirely settled in it. All this season we've had so far.
No, he hasn't started.
I think it's a little twitchy from it. He is a pulse racer. It's pretty much, you'd say, pretty much a GT3 specialist, a Assetto Corsa competency only specialist. When you're used to one kind of thing with the traction control, the ABS, all that you've got, and can perform predictably. When you put in something that takes that away, sometimes you just can't settle in it.
No,
we've all found cars like that on Sims. You try, no matter what you do, you just can't settle into them.
No, exactly. But meanwhile, the battle for this Lambo, which would be P4 and P5 respectively, 9th and 10th overall, starting to blow up a little bit now.
So it's all the 7s, 777 in front from the 7 behind.
That's
3/10 settling them.
It's interesting. Hearn though, after overtaking Gibson, just looking at the time speeds, not being able to pull a gap as of yet. We'll keep an eye on that, because that will start brewing eventually.
It's a long way back from Prescott as well. So that's not what Hearn wants to see, given his championship aspirations there, really. He's still top of the time screens on the top of the standings on SGP at the moment, but I think Miles might be coming away with the advantage off the end of this.
Autogren in a battle here, midfield, back of the pack kind of battle, 18th, 19th and 20th. Cheetle ahead, Audsley behind?
Yeah.
Yes it is.
It is, yeah.
Who's that car behind him then? That's not a Lambo, I think that's a blue flag car.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 667. Jan Wacker, 28th.
Yeah. And then a couple of seconds, about a second and a half back to Audsley behind them.
Yeah, that would make sense actually. I was looking, that's not a Lambo, that's a squash Beetle.
Wacker just sticking to his lines. He's making himself predictable on track. He's not trying to fight too much.
Not too much. He's sticking with this battle though.
Looks like he's feeling a bit faster than these two in front, and considered a move there to unlap himself, but I think he thought better of it there.
Goes very wide there, does Cheetle.
Yeah, but Wacker gets back through, unlaps himself from 1. If you've got the pace to do it, you're free to.
Absolutely, he will be shown the blue flag, but it comes down to gentleman's conduct, doesn't it? Do you go for the overtake on the blue flag car that's probably got maybe a little bit more pace, or he does give way again, bless him. Maybe realises he had a bit of a bad run through there and didn't want to hold up the car ahead of him, and says, you know what, I'm just not going to faff around with that.
Let's not get yourself in trouble for the sake of unlapping.
No, absolutely. Let's jump back up the order a little bit again. Timotech up to 10th now. So got past Harris, and now looks like potentially making a move on Chris Ferris. As they go up into cleans. I say you can't overtake there. You can overtake, but probably end in travesty.
It's a very risky. It's a very risky place to overtake. It's basically a 90-degree right-hander, unless you are solidly up the inside. Because the racing line goes right across that apex, and there's not a lot of braking distance to it.
No, exactly.
So there's a little left-hand kink into it that you use to set yourself up. The braking distance is so short before you have to turn in to hug that inside corner.
Silly, isn't it? But,
yeah, it can be done. It's very risky, and it's not necessarily worth the risk.
No, it's not, and this battle is just continuously brewing at this point, with Chris Ferris now having to defend from the Porsche. The Porsche tries to go back to the inside, but the Lambo goes, no, I'm putting my car on the apex, you can't come past.
That's his right, he's free to put it there. Unless the car is alongside him, he's free to put it where he wants in his way through the corner.
There's a yellow flag. I think Stevens and Red Flag has come together. There's also a yellow flag for Eaton further up the track as well. These back markers are having a bit of fun on their own.
All of us just careful on the way back on, guys.
Yeah,
don't want to break that traction and send yourself across the lines.
Oh, that's a new drone getting between her and everyone.
Yeah, there wasn't much Stevens could do there. He was on the track trying to get his speed back up.
Well, let's see what happened. I have a feeling he might have. Oh, it's a spin by all by himself.
Keeps it out of the barrier.
Yeah, keeps it down a tree. That's a good start for sure. Eaton again. Yellow flag. For car 666, bless them.
I think Eaton is diving out of the way of everyone at this point, and basically he's putting himself off the track in order to let the people lapping him come through, which that's a good run from Ben Holmes there on Timesh.
This is Timesh just dropped to 12. What's happened to him? He's obviously made a mistake there at some point.
He's not looking quick at all. I wonder if he's damaged the car.
Potentially, it is showing him as a yellow flag earlier on, about a few minutes ago. Let's quickly check. Here goes wide the old hairpin.
Yeah.
Just carries too much speed.
Yeesh, that's a dicey rejoin there. Gets away with it.
Does indeed, but yeah, not ideal whatsoever.
Yeah.
And oh god, I only got 1.5 minutes left.
No, god, blimey. Yeah, I think with the lack of traction and the dirt on the tyres, that's robbed Timesh of a chunk of speed there.
I think so indeed. We're going to have a last look up and down the field for some battles for you guys. Guardado di Candia going slowly. Has probably made a mistake at some point, as he's showing us the yellow flag and the white flag.
But now defending hard from Autogram behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. Leader is about to start the last lap.
Just waiting for the notification to pop up that Miles has put it onto the last lap. There we go.
There it is. Last lap for Miles, and that will be a very well-deserved victory. And if it is the case that he's completely lost his brake pedal,
it's a very impressive victory as well, because it has been fairly dominant.
Very much so. Candia goes wide. It gives reason for the other Porsche. There's a Porsche ahead of him. They're going to go 3 wide into the final turn.
Yeah. Got very squirrely off the turn there. They nearly went 3 wide into the last hairpin there, which would have been a bit dicey.
It would have been. And Thomas is round. Oh, be careful. Yeah. That's going to put yourself in the race.
No, that was got himself off the track.
Yeah, got himself out of the way.
Clear, waited for a big gap to get back into.
Yeah, these guys should have heads-up display that tell them where the gap is, so he would be able to see that. But never fun to see a car like that in that position.
Especially a lot of cars would have been coming into him blind there as well.
Yeah, exactly. But Miles will come across down through the Melbourne hairpins one last time this evening.
What? I said it was dominant, but Aidan Carter's kept Miles honest up at the top there.
Indeed he has. And I'll go through the final turn. His car spinning ahead of him, which is Jacob Grassmeader. And we'll come across the line and say congratulations to Miles Dixon for a race win. Car 9 drive-through. Who's car 9?
I think that might be Grassmeader.
No, it's Josh Redhead in last, so he's got to drive through.
One too many trips off to the gravel there, I think.
Pretty much. And there you go, Miles Dixon celebrating, so he should. Stevie Bain comes across the line in 8th. There is a battle a bit further down from this. Timotech right on the tail of Matt Smith come to line. And Matt Smith is able to hold out.
Yannick is really not looking happy in these Porsches, is he? He's thoroughly looking forward to next season at this point.
Yeah, and there's donuts at the start-finish straight. Everyone's going to see the checkered flag. We'll give this a bit of airtime because it's fun. Go on. Hearn doing donuts, Kingston doing donuts, they're all doing donuts.
I think Hearn's getting the best pure donuts there. Proper circle on the go.
That's how you do it, matey. I think everyone is now across the line, just waiting on Matthew Reynolds to do so. And then that would be the final car to cross the line, and that's that. That's the end of round 4.
You don't do it. There we go.
Exactly. Hearn, tyre goes Daniel Hearn.
He considered it and thought better of it, didn't he?
No, exactly.
Oh dear. Slightly terrifying, whoever that was parked on the track.
No, exactly. And Daniel Hearn in chat drops by to say hi and says, tyre goes pop. I'm not surprised, you're doing very good donuts there. But yeah. Right, your final finishing order for that final race of race 2 of this evening. Miles Dixon takes the win, Aidan Carter second.
That's what you need it for at that point.
Oh, exactly.
There we go. Yeah, sorry, I lost you for a second there.
Oh, hello. We're back again, are we?
We are back, yes.
I definitely didn't lose anything here.
No, it'll just be Discord doing Discord things, I suspect.
Thank God.
Great racing all through the pack there tonight.
Absolutely, and we'll all say, as I said, congratulations, Miles Dixon race win, Carter second, and Hearn in 5th but 3rd overall for the Porsches, and the Lamborghinis. Great showing tonight, and I think Donington was the real equaliser here. Dave Wood 3rd overall but P1 in Lambo. Paul Prescott P4, P2 in Lambo class though, and then Martin Busek P3 in a Lambo class and 7th overall.
And now I suspect there will be a lot of people eagerly watching the standing screen for when the timings update.
Oh, I would be as well, and that's what I'm definitely going to do, because I'm going to try and inform our wonderful viewers where we're going to next, or next week's round 5.
Next week we are at the Nürburgring.
I thought it was the Nürburgring. Just thinking Germany, isn't it? We're visiting Germany for the Nürburgring, round 5 of the Only Cup Sprint Series. Same time, same place next week. It will be our penultimate round at Nürburgring, and then week after, 14 days time, is our finale, night race at Watkins Glen.
Ooh. We love a bit of Watkins and we love a night race. That's definitely a combo we're going to enjoy.
Indeed it is. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you very much for the support shown this evening. It's been wonderful to have you all. It's been a pleasure to bring you this race here for the Sprint Cup Championship. Before we go, Ben, any last words?
No, not really. That was great racing. It's not much more I can add that these guys didn't leave on track.
Could not put it better myself. Same time, same place next week, guys. Me and Ben will be back to bring you the action from the fourth round of the Only Cup Sprint Series. Next time we are live here on the Only Discord will be Johnny and will it be Johnny on the Only Discord? I think they're streaming their point of view on their own Discord for the amateurs evening, and so keep an eye out for that, folks. Go and support them, show them some love as well, and equally go and belate them, because you know it's Johnny. And we will see you back live here for the next round of the Team Championship Sunday night on oNiD Twitch.
And if you've liked what you see, come join us at oNiD. There's racing pretty much every night at this point, so you'll definitely be able to find something to take part in.
Could not have said that better myself. Guys, in the night, take care, have a wonderful rest of your week. Speak soon.